they just heard me say I'm dying. I think I'm the only one not muted during the countdown.
You were muted, weren't you?
Was I? Okay, good.
I didn't hear
Hi,
you.
everybody.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Say hi to everybody. Alfred, what's up? Spicy rant. Oh, they're already asking for a rant, Kittle. Get ready. Okay.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do
Mikey, Jason, Gringo, Joey, Silver Bull, Vern, how's it going? Oh man, people came really early. Red light, green light. What?
Pop.
Maui Manda. I know her. What's happening, Manda?
Hype for Bob Pop.
Pop pop. Amy Mod. Look at it's like it's your whole all your subscribers.
Entourage. That's the word I would use.
I apologize in advance.
There will be no gaming on here tonight. Just saying, no duck races if you want to leave. Okay. Eunice, hey, Leanne, Daniel Baker, Bob Pop, Patrick Hemerton, what is happening? Scott Holiday. So everybody, we have a special guest, and let people come in for a little while, for a few minutes, and we'll say hi. But we have a very special guest, and I call him a friend. I think he may not say the same about me, but it doesn't matter because to me, he's my friend. So he's a super big supporter of our show, and we really appreciate that. And yeah, so he's going to talk a little bit and tell you guys a little bit about yourselves.
You might do that too.
I am a little out of sorts today, you guys, just a little bit. So just bear with me. He's going to talk about himself. He may tell you a little bit about yourselves too. Yeah, so we'll give it a few minutes. But his name is Michael Kittle, and he has a YouTube channel. And there's his hand. He's famous for those. Those fingers are famous all over YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, Michael Kittle Rare Coins. Please go check him out. Please subscribe to him. He does auctions. He used to do, I talked to you guys about it in the past before his coin club meeting. They're not doing that anymore. Darn it.
False.
Oh, you are?
Next meeting is May 13th, Friday the 13th.
Okay, never mind then. Yes. Okay, never mind then.
We just had to skip the last month.
Oh, I'm so excited. So he does coin club meetings. One of my favorite things, because I don't have a coin club. So I've made myself. Oh, look who's here.
John.
Look who the cat dragged in.
Yeah, I wanted to pop in and say hi to everyone. I was hoping to say hi to Michael, but he's got his collection of coins. Oh, yeah, I have no doubt there's some beauties in there. But how's everyone doing?
Awesome.
Good. How's your time been?
Good. I just got off doing some narration on a upload for tonight, so that's why I wasn't on sooner. But
I'm glad you came. I know you're busy, so if you don't have to. I sent him his own message.
yeah, I saw it. I saw it while I was doing the video. So
yeah,
it's Coin Collector 3000 today, Joey.
Are you going to hang out with us for a little while?
Yeah, I'll stay on like 10-15.
Okay, good, because I don't feel like talking
see
very
what's
much.
happening. How you doing, Michael?
Sean.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, good.
Hey, Sean, look what I found.
Hey, that's pretty neat. That nice little radar action, huh?
Yeah.
Were you going through a strap of ones to find that, or you just got it from
I got $200 from the bank today.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I don't even know.
Even at like $200-$300 face, the odds are not in your favor to find a fancy serial number.
For your hard work, and I have some cool errors. I will send you guys pics of soon. Happy hunting. Thank you, Mark, very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it very much.
That's going to keep the light on over Adam's head for a little while longer.
And I didn't say hi to you. Hi, sorry. Kurt, Lucky Duck. I think I might have already said hi
John
to you.
Jacobs came in.
Orgolo, Azteca, spilled paint.
Still Paint's here.
So anyway, so Michael, I'm going to give you the floor for a few minutes. You can introduce yourself. You can introduce yourself and talk about yourself. All right.
Okay.
And what
Yeah,
you
I can
have
do
in
that.
front of you as well.
Yeah.
I can. Well, hello, everybody. I first want to thank Paula and the rest of the live coin Q&A panel for inviting me to be part of their show tonight. So thank you for that. For those of you that don't know me, I am Michael Kittle, and I have a YouTube channel, and it's named Michael Kittle Rare Coins. So I'll invite you guys to check that out. I've been collecting coins for almost 40 years now. I started before I could even remember. I know I was definitely before I was in kindergarten. I would go. Both of my parents, they had cash businesses, and I'd go through all the change they got, and they were self-employed. I'd go through all the change at the end of the week when they would do their deposits, and I was just really in the math and numbers, and I liked that coins had dates on them, and right from the start, I had to collect them all, and then I liked the history of them, and started filling in Whitman folders before I was even 4 or 5 years old. And I remember for Christmas, I think when I was maybe 4 or 5, I got a copy of the Red Book from one of my uncles and went through and read that thing cover to cover, and it was just been hooked ever since. So pretty much would just collect out of circulation and change, and I'd get proof sets, as a kid. And once you get into high school and college age, most people, including myself, drift away from their collecting a little bit. I know I sure did. And usually you've come up with other interests when you're that age, and lack of cash. So that really gets you away from coin collecting for a little bit. But since I had such a interest in coin collecting as a kid, once I got done with college and into the working world and started getting a little bit of disposable income, came right back to coins and coin collecting, and it's pretty much like I never left. And I've been kind of hooked on it ever since. Been collector for that long, but then I drifted into where I became a part-time coin dealer. And I know I was asked to mention maybe a little bit how that happened. Mostly it's because I like really expensive high-grade coins, but I don't have the budget to keep a lot of high-grade expensive coins forever. And I think I learned over the years that I like the hunt to try to find the coins and to get the good deal and find the right ones more than I like keeping them in my safe deposit box and then going and looking at them every now and then. So once I would find a great coin, I'd show it off a little bit and take pictures of it, and then I'd get kind of bored with it. And then I would have to sell that coin to fund my next purchase or my next one that I wanted. And as I would do that, I found that, well, every now and then I'm making a little bit of money when I'm doing this too, and it's kind of fun. And then it just kind of snowballs to where I have hundreds of coins, and I have to start getting tables at shows, and I'm all of a sudden a coin dealer. But when I'm at the coin shows, I still view everything in my case as just that's my collection at the moment. And if somebody else wants one of my coins more than I want it, then I can sell it and I can go buy something else. So it's kind of how that works. And,
so there's nothing really in the perma stash for you?
I wouldn't go that far, but there's definitely coins that have sentimental value or just that are more, personal, and then nothing super valuable, I would say, in that kind of range, but just coins that, I'm not going to sell. But the problem with being a coin dealer and a collector is, like, if I have something that I just say, oh, I'm keeping that one. Well, then all of a sudden I'm competing with my customers, and if your customers find out about that, they're not going to like that too much. So, I always give people a price on something. Now, if I really don't want to sell something, I just quote a high price, and then, sometimes I regret that. But at least if I quote a high price and they pop on it, then at least I got a pile of money there to go buy something else fun. Kind of how I look at that.
Awesome.
But yeah, for the last couple of years, I started my YouTube channel here actually a little over 15 years ago. And it's but for the first, 13 years of it, I didn't really do anything with it. I would post a couple videos here and there, just a close up of a coin for, 30, 45 seconds. But I didn't know anything about a YouTube community. I didn't even know YouTube live streams existed. I didn't watch any coin videos. The only reason I would post those videos is so I could copy the source code and then put it in my eBay listings when I would sell stuff on eBay. I'd like have a little video in there. So I didn't care about YouTube views, likes, any of that stuff. I never even looked at any of that stuff. But sometime around, 2019 or so, I just started getting into it and started finding a few channels and started doing my own live stream, started taking it more seriously, and here we are now.
Nice. What have you got in front of you there?
Oh, yeah.
What I got in front of me here
Yeah.
are nothing really valuable. What these are, there's different slabs. All these are all done by Anex coin grading, and they're all slabs that I've had done with the help of a friend and with my name on it, or kind of like advertising pieces for my business. So, for example, this one here is the Barber Quarter, 1909, Michael Kittle Rare Coins. Let's trade my sample for yours. So just something I can.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Had a bunch of different coins there and would trade with different people, different things, and had some other. Well, here's some casino tokens. This one's from Treasure Island. Michael Kittle Rare Coins, your best bet.
Nice.
I got one of those from Trump Taj Mahal there. Got these. I bought a full roll of uncirculated U.S. Philippines centavos at one point, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I sent them all in to get them in holders and let us fill your collection with the U.S. Philippines.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. And another one we did here, this is a Tea Party copper round, just kind of for fun. They were just pretty, and I had a bunch of these holdered up. And then we sent in a bunch of coins with holes at one point. And there's a cat bust $50, filling that hole in your collection.
Nice.
Nice.
So I mean, just something that the reason I pulled those out is one, just to show off, of course, because it's fun, and then two, just to remind everybody that whether you're buying coins that are $1 or $100,000 or whatever you're doing, I mean, you just got to have fun with it. You got to have fun with the hobby, and that's what all this is about, right there. Just fun stuff.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that.
I agree that
Yeah.
the hobby doesn't need to be expensive.
No,
It doesn't.
there's a place for everyone in the hobby for sure, and that's one thing you got to be real careful of is. And I know the grading companies promote it with the set registries. It's all about competition. Who has the best this? Who has the best that? And let me tell you, whether you're building a set that costs you $100 or whether you build a set that costs you $1 million, there's always somebody around the corner that could just write a couple checks and probably get a better set than you if they find the right people. So you can't worry about that too much. You got to build your own collection, collect what you like, and
Good point.
you got to do you pretty much.
Good point.
Well said.
Paula mentioned one more thing I just don't want to forget about is Glendale Coin Club. I'm the current president of that club. Because of the COVID, the China virus, we could not meet physically here in Southern California starting in March 2020. So we had all of our meetings, 24 meetings in a row, I believe, right on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys don't have coin clubs in your area, or you want to just hear some great speakers and presentations, I have those all saved on my channel. The last 24 meetings of our coin club,
Nice.
they're all there in a playlist. This last month, April, earlier this month, we finally got to go back to a live meeting. So we didn't meet on YouTube, but we're going to try to go back to that and kind of do we're going to broadcast from our meeting room it's always the second Friday of the month, Glendale Coin Club. You guys are all invited to participate in that, and we're going to try it out. We're going to hope it works.
That's awesome.
Because over the last 2 years, we've gained such a YouTube audience because there's a lot of people all over the world that don't have a local coin club, and we've become their local coin club, and it's just fun.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I love that, and the speakers you get and the information is, it's amazing. So. Yeah, I was talking to Michael a little bit before we went live and stuff about we show a lot of errors and varieties on our show because that's what we get in our email. That's the submissions that we get. And it's nice to be able to have Michael on where he can talk about other aspects of the hobby because this hobby is so diverse. And we don't want any of you to get stuck in a part of the hobby that maybe you don't love, it's not real satisfying for you or anything like that. So and feel free, if you make a purchase and you're really super proud of your coin and you just want to show it off, feel free to send us an email about it. We love seeing that stuff. So yeah, and I loved, Michael, that you said about getting coins that you can't necessarily keep for your own collection, that you have to sell. I love that you get to have those pass through your hands, and that would be I think probably my favorite part of, if I were to ever, which I won't, but ever to branch out into that.
Well, what's great, Paula, is like, I mean, like I said, I just, where my budget's at, and where my collecting. Well, sorry about that. I guess we got a subscriber there. I didn't turn that off. Sorry about that.
Nice.
Let me mute that so that doesn't make noise for you guys again.
Thank you for subscribing.
Nice A-Talk. Thank you.
Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. The stuff I like just happens to be, I mean, I don't like coins that are all beat up and worn down. I like really, really high grade, expensive stuff, unfortunately. I wish I could just love a collection of, VG10 coins, but that's not what I like. But I can usually get one or two at a time, or here and there I buy them mostly for resale. But like I said, once I have it and look at it and study it and take photos and enjoy it for a little bit, once you collect coins of a certain value, you can't keep them at home. You got to keep them in a safe deposit box, and you got to have it insured, of course, all that. I don't really have fun with the collection that much when it's just sitting in a dark bank vault. So, I mean, I can look at them on pictures anytime I want, but I can do that too after I sell it. So when I think of all the coins I've had already, I still consider that as part of my lifetime collection. I've had that. I've been there, done that. And now some coins I look back and say, wow, that's really gone up in value since I've sold it. I wish I would have kept that, but there's for every one of those, there's a few that I'm glad I got rid of too. So.
Right.
Well, and there's the hobby, the best thing about this hobby is that you get to, it's your hobby. Whatever you decide to collect, whatever you love, it's yours. So we all get to collect what we love. I know that I have seen errors out there that look like completely messed up, destroyed coins, but in my eyes, they're beautiful, and Michael would probably look at it and go, "Oh, ew, what is wrong with that?"
But at the same time, that's your collection, and if you like it, then that's the best thing,
Exactly. And you guys know, you see me. Michael knows, he sees me when we're live, and I show the little errors and stuff. I get very excited. It's that part of the hobby that excites me. And excites a lot of you that send us submissions and stuff. So, but we do want to try to broaden your horizons, so to say.
That's the most important thing, though. Is I mean, as a president of a local coin club, and even just as a coin dealer, I have people all the time at all different levels of collecting asking me, "What should I buy? What should I collect? What should I invest in?" Which I'm like, I mean, I can tell you what I like, but you got to figure out what you like. I mean, and if you don't know what you like, there's ways we can help you figure that out, of course. But hey, you got to build your own collection. I can do it for you, but that's not going to be as fun for you in the long run, I don't think.
Yep. And I've gone from thing to thing to thing, but I've noticed that I always come back to a certain denomination or a certain type of exonumia or something, always, or errors and varieties. I always come back to them. I try to learn about other stuff, but it doesn't excite me. And, and I think that's if you guys going to coin shows and going to coin shops and looking at just tons of coins will help you find what you love, So I love really, really expensive stuff too, but my wallet doesn't like that so much. But anyway, Mr. Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Okay, Kittle, you got to read this.
The only hobby better than silver variety collection is koala teacup without handle, teacup without handle, teacup without handle, taste bud collecting.
Must be seventh tea time.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh.
Is that New Zealand? Is that what that is, NZ?
New Zealand.
Yes, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yes.
New
He's a
Zealand.
Kiwi.
He's a Kiwi. He's
Kiwi
definitely a
koala.
Kiwi. So you guys in chat, we are here to answer questions. So please don't ask any questions about duck races. Don't ask Michael Kittle what he'll be playing tonight on his Kittle Got Game channel. Well, you can ask, but we probably won't answer. Don't ask Sean what he's wearing. Let's see. No, I'm just
Just
kidding.
a shirt.
Just a shirt.
You got a haircut though. It looks like.
No. I just got my ears lowered.
You got his ears.
Oh.
So yeah, you guys have any questions for Michael? Throw them out there. It may be your only chance because he doesn't look at chat very much on his.
I
No,
try.
he's getting better.
No.
He's getting better about it.
He does
so.
pretty well.
We're not the greatest.
I might be
at it.
10 minutes behind in my chat most
That's
of the
true.
time, but
That's true. You do pause your game and scroll back.
eventually get it.
Yeah. It's hard. It is a hard thing to keep up with their chat. Mikey with
There
the
you go.
$2. Oh my gosh. Please,
Thank you, Mikey.
Mikey, he'll do it when he's done. He's a little
He
busy.
wants us to update the bot with his dinner, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Bob Pop with the first question. What is the worst coin? And I would say, Bob Pop, in my opinion, the worst coin is the one that you leave on the ground when you see it and you walk over it. Can't stand a person that won't pick up a penny because they think it's not worth it. That's just in my opinion.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. Any damage?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Damage.
What kind of
all
bad?
good, yeah. Zinc scents. They're horrible.
I mean, a lot of people would say Susan B. Anthony wasn't just wasn't really popular with the public and too confusing with the quarter and it's just a big failure. And a lot of people would say that, but I mean, I think one of them that I never really liked was and that think that was just horrible and just kind of almost destroyed coin collecting for a while was the 1936 Cincinnati $50. It was a commemorative $50 issued for 50th anniversary of Cincinnati being a music center of America, and it was made up. Cincinnati's no music center. The guy on there, I forgot his name offhand. He spent a few months in Cincinnati. He was a musician, didn't write any music in Cincinnati ever. It was basically just a coin that was made up by a few coin dealers, got passed through Congress. The entire mintage of coins was purchased by just a few coin dealers and then immediately relisted to the public for 5 times the price. And
Oh my
it was just
God.
it was just totally corrupt and really turned off a lot of collectors. And eventually it was one of them that led to Congress shutting down the commemorative coin program pretty much.
Really? I did
That
not
one probably
know.
shouldn't have been made.
Probably should not
Cincinnati,
have
that great music center of America. I've never been there. So.
There's Gringo.
been.
$9.99 super chat.
Nice.
That's for you, Kittle. How many pennies has the U.S. Mint produced over the years? Thanks for
Gringo, hi, long time viewer. How many pennies has the U.S. made?
Zero.
0.0. Gringo, team sent. You know that. Team
Zero.
sent. Thanks, Gringo. Thanks for
Nice.
supporting the live coin Q&A.
Zero.
That was not a very good trick question.
I know.
Right.
Not really. Not really.
Kurt's asking if anyone's heard of the 2022 Peace Alley Ride shoulder spike attribution. I don't know. If,
I don't
You
think
heard back
anybody
yet?
has received one back yet. We do have somebody who sent one in.
I haven't seen
don't-
any of those quarters yet. No.
Yeah.
It might be a while before we get a determination on that. As spectacular of a find as it is,
Yeah.
you sense the sarcastic nature of my voice.
So class 9.
That thing is so tiny.
It is tiny. I've
Maybe-
actually seen a couple other versions of it now too. So I'm not completely convinced anymore that it's not a die gouge. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Horrible quality control. Isn't it?
Well, what can you do?
Come on, guys. Shoot those questions. I'm sorry. I keep calling. Michael, I'm sorry. You're not.
Ethan, thanks for the $2 super chat.
Thank you very
Man.
much.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was Gringos? 2? Oh,
No, I would say he broke the scale.
broke it. It fell off.
So a lot of these people, you guys are from Kittle's. He has a gaming channel also. Kittle Got Game. If you are, if four-letter words offend you or you're faint of heart, you may want to go watch Bank Station.
Exactly.
Sometimes there's a little bit, yeah. Anyway, but it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun. He usually streams every night and plays different games and keeps us all up way too late. But
Steven, very generous.
that's what Jason's talking about. Gringo.
Yeah, no kidding, generous.
Oh my gosh, Steven, thank you so much.
Wow, Steven.
And he didn't even ask a question. You could have asked a question too,
You need to
Steven.
ask a
He was very
question.
generous.
Thank you very much. That is so sweet.
I
Ruby
did see that Michael Lonsdorf was asking, what does our coin club pertain in the information to check out? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but if you're asking how you can see the meetings again, they're on my channel. I have a playlist for Glendale Coin Club. There should be, I think, 24 meetings that we have recorded. And what the basic, if you don't know what a coin club meeting is, we start out with some announcements. There's some show and tell. People from the club send in pictures of what they bought or, have something interesting. But we usually have an educational program as part of it too. Just on some kind of a coin collecting or somewhat related topic, 20 to 30 minutes. And we've had some really famous people in the hobby, luckily, in the last couple of years. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, you guys would really enjoy it. So when you have spare time, go watch them, because the information is you won't find it usually
We've had
around
3
here.
ANA presidents in the last 24 months give talks to us.
Clinton, hello, Chief Stacker. How's it going? Mike, Mid-America Coins, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it so much.
Mike, I am not a Grove Dodger.
Mike from Mid-America Coins. Check his channel out. He's actually putting on the Grove Show. He is the hostess with the mostest, putting on the Grove Show. Go check his channel out. He's got all kinds of information about it, and yeah, so go give him a sub each other.
Hey, Silver Bull 30 had a really good question. Man, that is thought provoking.
Which one?
The one on screen.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Okay, if you had to pick one coin series to collect, what would it be? Wow. I think you ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, Lincoln cents.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get them at face value, and you can get over 100-year-old coins right out of change. Seems like the easy one for me.
That's the super homer pick, the ease of access of a lot of those coins. It's just very approachable. The size of it, going over 110 years old. I mean, what's not to love?
Now, in my opinion, if you're going to collect and you want to complete a complete set of Lincoln cents, just because you want to finish it, don't, buy the key dates first, even in low grade. Get your key dates first. Then you can get the rest, and then you can go back and replace them with better coins as you go. But if you're going to put money, if you're only going to search boxes and fill an album that way, then that's going to be a little bit harder. But if you want a complete collection, I would buy, and I think that goes with any denomination. I think you should buy the key dates first.
Paula, you mentioned completing a collection or building the set, and that just brings up a point that I like to try to get people to at least think about is, well, what is a complete set? What is a collection? I mean, you could buy one of each date. You could get one of each date in mint mark. You could go crazy and get all the different varieties. What is the complete set? So I think that's what I think So when you look at the Lincoln cent, you say buy the key dates. Of course, you got the SVDB, you got the 14. You got some real expensive coins there. But if your complete set that you're going to build for your collection is just one of each date, you can get that real cheap, real inexpensive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's something to think about depending on your budget and your collecting goals. And when people buy like the coin albums, there's so much pressure to fill every spot in the album. But there are a lot of things that some would say belong in that set that aren't on that album page. And there's some things that are on that album page that maybe you don't need to have for your complete set. So don't feel too, pigeonholed into what a complete set is based on what someone else tells you is a complete set. I mean, I know that as collectors, we always want to finish the set and build the whole set and get them all, but you got to first decide what is the set. Something to think about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it all goes back to collect what you like, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But it really does. You do get a real sense of accomplishment when you complete, like, say you buy a Dance Go album and you just fill the dates that are in the Dance Go album. It gives you a real sense of accomplishment to do that. I think what the cheapest to do are nickels. Are they the cheapest?
Jefferson nickels are great. You can get all those right out of circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
70-70. Yeah, I'll never finish my 70-70, I don't think, but I do like trying to. Just finding the Dance goes hard enough.
Yeah, it is.
So Cyclonic Silver said that he still has a full box of 2020 Lincoln cents. Should they open it or save it for as long as possible? That's a good question.
Depends. I mean, they're really super high mintage. So, I don't know. What do you plan on doing with it?
I mean, I guess the question would be, if you save it, is it going to really be something that in 5 or 10 years is going to be really worth something to sell, like original bank wrap rolls kind of situation? Or do you have to wait 50 years or, what kind of a...
And the other options are you can take it to the bank and deposit it, or what I would probably do is, if you're not sure what to do and you don't want it, look what a full box goes for on eBay right now, and figure out if it's worth selling it as is, minus, your time and effort of packing it up and then paying for shipping it. But often you can sell a box of complete solid date for more than you get from turning it into the bank if you want to do the work.
Yeah, and
Those
sometimes
that's sealed equity.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Sealed equity. Yeah.
Yeah, sealed equity. But it takes many years. It's not something that say
10 years.
you can retire
10 years.
off of it. Yeah. You might be able to maybe 3x, 4x your money at that point. But
if there was some big, huge something that came out, then on that particular, on the 2020s, then you might want to search them and see. And just like Michael said, if you search them and you don't find something, take it right back to the bank. You still got your money.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen, very much.
The other thing to think about too is, I don't know, some of us have lots of space to store stuff. Some of us don't. I mean, if we're talking about saving boxes of each data Lincoln set, I mean, if you got tons of shelves of shelving space and heavy, sturdy shelves and you got plenty of room for that, maybe you save them. But if you don't, that's a lot to have laying around.
Leanne asked, what are the ways to determine whether there's a mint grease or post-mint grease error, I guess? Like if it's a strike through possibly, or damage versus damage?
It can be tough. It can be tough to tell. Usually there's signs somewhere else on the coin where the mint grease has rubbed off, and you can see a little bit of the strike through from that, or mint goop. Sometimes there's, you get coins and there's just black crap on it, and it's not a struck through grease. Retained.
I think sometimes it's hard to tell. Maybe if you're talking about coins that have been circulated quite a bit, and
it has a certain look to it.
Right.
It has a certain look to it. Usually
Like
it's got little flecks of metal shavings and stuff in it. It has a certain look to it. But
Let's see.
I'm sorry, guys.
And Spilt Paint asked if anyone's found the die chip or cut on the 22 Roosevelt dime. And yes, I think there's been quite a few found. If you're talking about the die chips around the face, I mean, those are some of the things that show up on every year of the Roosevelt, pretty much around the mouth and the nose and the eyebrow areas. So there's a lot of die chips. And thank you, Mark.
Thanks,
What is
Mark.
each of your dream coin if money was no object? Mine is the 1889 CC Morgan dimpled.
Nice.
I really want
Mine would be the $4 Stella Gold
Stella.
with the coiled hair. It was the.
You
it was
see,
the
you like
perfect-
the coiled hair. I like the flowing hair.
Yeah. No, I love the coiled hair. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
that was the very coin that I named my younger daughter after. So
Nice. And I really like the pattern coins.
yeah, which one?
1894
All of them.
All of them, right?
Yeah.
I'd probably go for the.
1894 Barber dime.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I would go for the 1848 quarter eagle with the Cal counter stamp in like a MS-67 or something like that.
Oh,
With the
heck
what?
yeah.
Cal counter stamp?
California counter stamp.
Oh,
They,
California. I thought you
Oh.
said
They,
Cal.
the first gold sent from the California Gold Rush back to Philadelphia, they stamped in the quarter eagles and put the
Nice.
California counter stamp on them. First commemorative coin of the United States, pretty much.
Very nice.
And it's real gold from the Gold Rush. It's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
I don't know if I have a particular coin picked out yet.
And
I'm
I
still trying
wouldn't
to
mind
figure
it.
out what I like to collect.
I wouldn't mind a 16.
Oh, Shannon, I know what yours is. It is the 1955 dime.
That
Right?
would be nice. Yes, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
In particularly AU 55 condition.
I could go for AU 55.
And 1913, that would be
55.
good. 1913 nickel, yeah.
I wouldn't mind a 42/1 as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Maybe.
How about a gem condition 1916D Mercury dime? That'd be great.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
I'm sticking with the other ones. if I had
There's too many. We can't
Yeah.
choose. Sorry.
there's too many. Kittle probably has had all of them. Yeah,
I haven't had a gem condition 16. I think the AU 55 is the best one I've had. It's still nice. I'm just happy with that.
That's still
Yeah,
amazing.
they get kind of zany once you get into the mid-state grades.
Yeah, they start jumping multiples. It's just like-
yeah, exponential type of
yeah,
increases there.
no doubt.
So Eric asked, what is y'all's favorite way to keep record of your collection? If anybody's got any good suggestions there.
I haven't.
Well, the
figured it out.
stuff in my personal collection, I actually have a spreadsheet, and I add and subtract from it as I go. I know that seems very kind of like
I will be
old
back.
school and dry, but it works, you know.
Yeah. I just do a basic. I just made up my own Excel spreadsheet. I went to school back in the 1900s, and that's what I learned. So I don't know any of the new fancy.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's same here. Yeah, I worked with a good old MS DOS and Windows 95. So
So do something that works for you and try to figure out something. I mean, and depending on how many coins you have and how crazy it gets. I mean, if you just have a few dozen coins, it'll be easy. But if you have thousands, then you gotta figure out something that works for you. I've heard of like all kinds of different collecting software and people who use different things, and I've never heard of something that people like actually love.
I mean, at the absolute minimum, if you have your coins stored in 2x2s, whether they're just a plastic and you have some sort of card in them describing what they are, that's a step in the right direction. And then later on, it makes it easier to take those and transfer them into a list You know,
Yeah, that's what most do. They'll just write right on the 2x2 or the flip insert their cost. And I guess if you're a dealer, you would do it in a code so people can't see it.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way.
Let's see.
Yeah, Joey, I know I do.
Yeah, Joey, I mentioned it earlier that I started collecting in Whitman albums, and when I was even before kindergarten, and I still got them. And I have my mom wrote my name in them because I remember I took them to show and tell for like first grade or something one time, and she didn't want anybody to steal them, so she wrote my name in them. And it's kind of funny. So, and the coins are mostly horrible too, but because I cleaned most of them with pencil erasers and all kinds of fun stuff that you're not supposed to do. But I still got them. So.
Yeah, I remember the good old pencil eraser deal.
Tarnex for the Lincoln cents.
Yeah.
Oh.
People are naming some good coins in chat. Let's see.
Bob Pop wants to ask whatever he likes. So.
Go brick dollar, yeah.
Appreciate it. Let's see.
Come on, Alfred. Come on.
Yeah, something like that. No.
Ruby Red asked about a 1960 nickel with some possibly doubling. So I would just say, Ruby, I'll put the email in chat just to make sure we've got it, and you can send us pictures.
I'll tell you that the 60s for nickels are horrible years because they are just riddled with dye wear. So, I mean, the dyes just, they used those till they fell apart. So,
yeah, mid-50s into the 60s.
oh my gosh, John. Okay, TMI.
I guess I told him to ask whatever he wanted, and he did.
Well, you want to make sure it didn't get stuck somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my God.
John, we love you. We're not gonna ban you.
Interest in stacking copper rounds. I like copper rounds, Lucky Duck. I do like them. I think that some of the designs and stuff are really, really pretty. I don't know that I would stack them, but I mean, I guess copper is, it's going up in value, but I would do that before I would collect 82 and earlier Lincoln cents. Would definitely collect copper rounds before that.
Well, has copper rebounded back to the $4 per pound level like it was 10 years ago?
Yeah, something.
I haven't checked.
I don't know.
It's been years since I checked that.
That conversation comes up every couple years, and usually around April Fool's Day, people start freaking out. I gotta save my, but but what are you gonna do with them? Anyway, I think Michael had a rant about that the other night. I missed it.
No, well, I mean they've been talking about for hundreds of years now.
Yep.
John wants to send pictures.
Read your last comment.
Yeah, send the pictures in. The email address is in the description, John.
The poopy quarter.
Jeez, Mid-State 68, huh, Mikey?
Yeah, Mikey, that coin, I actually saw that at one of the coin shows. It was, I think they had it on display at one of the Long Beach shows not too long ago. 1792 half diamond, MS68. It was owned by the mint director at Rittenhouse.
I can't find his last comment. What did he say?
He wants the 1792 half diamond, MS68.
Yeah, good luck. Favorite coin is the silver. I like triumphs too. I do like triumphs. Unfortunately, they're hard to find in good condition.
I've started
so small and they bent and just.
Yeah.
I've started collecting the 3-cent pieces, but I only have the 3-cent nickels right now. But I try to, pick out a date when I see it, and then I figure as I go along, if I find a better one, I can replace them. And
I know. I'm sorry, JJ. Sorry, you guys. I'm
I always like 51.0 3-cent silver is a good one. The only one with the mint mark.
The 3-cent nickels are great they're riddled with die clashes. There's some amazing ones out there. So they're fun to find.
I love the die clashes.
Kittle's like stop talking.
See a lot of die clashes on the silver ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that you have an error getting graded right now. Or something like that, Kill. I'm sorry, you guys.
Me, an error getting rid? I forgot what it is then if I do.
I thought you said that the other night, that you have a really cool error that's out for grading.
Oh yeah, it's a world coin. It's a can't remember exactly what it is because part of we got a 400 coin world coin submission in at PCGS right now, and
well,
been there for a while, and it's a reverse brockage.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember which one. I think it's a 6-pence from like 1800s or something like that.
Very cool.
I could be totally wrong on that.
You could be.
Sounds promising.
You're probably not, though.
Somebody was just asking, is that any Morgan silver dollars graded MS69? There are.
There is. Is it 80S or 81S?
There's some graded MS70 too, the 2021s.
Yeah.
And those are Morgan silver dollars. I mean,
yeah, even the Denvers, huh?
But no, but for the ones, yeah, there's I think they're 80S, and then there's a couple other. There's at least one other.
I think it's 80S. Let's see here.
Actually, had one of the 80Ss in NGC 69.
80S is actually 68 plus.
I tried several times.
81S is 69. 81S has a 69.
I said not 2021s.
And that coin is $157,500.
Oh, is that all? Pocket change. That's pocket change.
Watch this. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? Let's see.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
Ooh.
Holy moly. Is that yours?
It was at one point.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was one of the time we were at a Stax Bowers auction looking through coins. You just go to lot viewing, you look through all the coins and saw that. And it's like I didn't even know that was in the auction. And and so I figured, wow, I wonder what that's going to be worth. And wrote down what I thought would be worth. And when it came up for bidding, it was going for quite a bit less, and just had to buy it.
So what'd you sell it for?
Got it for I think around 22,000 and sold it for 35.
Wow,
not too bad.
How long ago was that, Michael?
This was probably 10 years ago. 8-10 years ago.
I liked that. Sean goes
now.
Now
they're selling for about $150,000.
Well, this was NGC MS69. The whole plan was to buy it and then try to cross it over to PCGS because it's see. Perfect. I mean, it deserved it. It deserved it. But PCGS, we tried 3 times, and PCGS wouldn't put it in their holder, and still found someone that really wanted it and made a few bucks. I co-owned it with another person. I didn't get it just myself. But yeah, that's why you go to lot viewing and you look at all the coins because you never know what you're going to see there. And when I do lot viewing, even that's something way out of my budget, and I would normally never buy that. It's just I took the time to look at it. I love the coin, and I looked it up and wrote down the price. So when it came up for bidding, I was able to pull the trigger because it went too cheap in the auction.
So Roseanne with the $1.99 super chat says, "What are Kittle's views on the Grove Coin Show?"
I mean, I
think she knows.
I wish the Grove Coin Show the greatest success. It looks like a strong regional show that's being heavily marketed throughout the YouTube community in particular, and wish you guys all the best. I'll be enjoying I'll be enjoying all the videos and live streams from the comfort of my home here in Southern California.
We definitely expect to see you in the chat.
I am no Grove Dodger.
You are a Grove Dodger.
Oh my gosh. Nice, Adam.
What is it? What are we looking? Oh, the cat. I'm like, what are we looking at there?
He's in the box.
The box. Oh.
And yes, and delicious. Adam is in the basement. He came out of the closet. Now he's in the basement.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun there. We are gonna have a lot of fun. So. And
No, seriously, I wish I could go, but it just it's way out of the way and it's way too far expensive to travel. If it was something within a reasonable drive, I'd be there, of course. Yeah. But you guys are all welcome to come to the Long Beach show in June.
I'm going to the one in September, I think.
I'm not going to Long Beach. I wouldn't set foot in Long Beach.
Why?
Scary.
You don't go to the scary part. You stay in the nice part, right along the shore.
I get lost.
You don't move one block away. That's all. You just stay right there.
Is that what it is?
Depending on which direction you go, yeah. Yeah. Go right back onto the highway when you're done at the Long Beach show. Don't drive through town at all to think you're going to get something to eat right there. It's a little scary.
Yeah, every time we go,
much drama in the LBC.
Paula, every time we go to Southern California, we fly in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like LAX and I don't like Long Beach. I don't like either one of them. So.
Well, you could fly into Santa Ana.
But on my way home from the Grove show, I have a layover in Seattle, and I'm not crazy about that either.
Man, you have a lot of hang-ups.
I know, I do.
Same advice for Chicago show. So yeah, we could all meet at the Chicago A&A show as well. Yeah, don't be careful what part of Chicago you go to.
I'm going
especially if you're traveling with lots of coins and/or cash.
I'm going to Schaumburg. I'll be there this week. I leave Wednesday.
Sweet.
I've been to the Chicago A&A shows. I've enjoyed them. They're pretty good, and a lot of the dealers enjoy them because they're very centrally located and it's easy to get to Chicago. And there's lots of places to stay around there.
You can go to summer seminar in Florida and learn how to carve a hobo nickel.
How did you do that in Florida?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think
so. I know they have this A&A summer
seminar
in Colorado.
Colorado. Maybe it's in Colorado. It's Colorado. You're right. Colorado.
They might have classes and stuff at the fun show though, in January. They might have stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they usually do. But yeah, the summer seminars in Colorado, I believe. Yeah. But
well, John Pierce, if you think California's ew, we could always meet in Vegas for a show. Everybody likes Vegas, right?
That would be fun.
Ringo wants everybody to come to the fun show because he's in Florida.
Sean, are you going to hang out for a few minutes?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already here past my time.
I know. Are you logged in?
Logged into what?
To the StreamYard so that you can end this because I really got to go. I'm dying. I don't feel well.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Okay. I'm sorry, Michael.
Don't rush her, Paula.
I'm so embarrassed.
Call the whole thing off. We could
No. You guys chat. You don't need me.
You're not feeling well.
Yeah, it's okay. I need to go because. All right.
Well, as long as one of us is logged in, then anybody can end the broadcast. So.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so embarrassed. But thank you, Michael, so much for agreeing to do this. And hopefully we can do it another time and things will, we'll plan it a little bit further in advance and stuff. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bloop. Oh man, she was driving me nuts with her yawning. She
been having some problems. That's okay though. Well, everybody's wishing her feel well.
Absolutely.
Hey Adam, are you going to Chicago all? Was it 3 or 4 days?
I'll be there Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and I'll come home Saturday morning. So.
Yeah, take some pictures of the event. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna possibly see if I could meet with Ian. I'm not sure. I think they said he was gonna go, but he's kind of weird. Sometimes he'll show up and then sometimes he doesn't. So.
Ida, you just missed Paula.
And then Saturday, I got to race home, and then I'm doing an overnight ghost hunt at the Garnett Hotel in Garnett, Kansas. So that'll be interesting.
That does sound interesting. Let me guess, it's a well-known hotspot for that kind of
It is.
activity.
It is, yeah. Jesse James stayed there. A bunch of outlaws stayed there. Back in the day, it was built in the 1895 or something.
So
what
is
was,
that
the,
more,
what was the scariest place you've ever been to? Sorry to get off topic, but
Wow. I would have to say either the Sally House in Atchison, Kansas, or Malvern Manor in Iowa. Pretty crazy places.
yeah, like the moment you stepped foot in there, it just
Very-
kind of give you.
Oh yeah,
give you-
like your hair stands up on your arms, you get the goosebumps. Cold, like you're cold, like freezing cold.
and it's like
crazy.
warm outside.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Oh, that's nutty.
Yeah,
that is scary. We got a couple of haunted hotels around here that I think we had one that was on Ghost Hunters.
what area do you live in?
I'm in Northwest Arkansas, so right below you,
Oh,
over in
so
Eureka.
like Eureka Springs. And,
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure you've been to those, haven't you?
I have not been there yet.
Oh,
I haven't been to that one yet. East Illinois. Oh my god, it's not nice.
Sorry.
East St. Louis. I've been there. Many times.
I was laughing. I'm like, I don't even live remotely close to you guys, and I know East St. Louis is not a particularly good place to be around.
I remember Clark in National Lampoon. Isn't that where he got lost?
Clark Griswold.
He's like,
Oh man, that
I
is
need
funny.
directions back to the interstate.
And the guy is just shooting out his BS story
Yeah.
the whole time.
They steal all his
Yeah.
hubcaps and stuff, and write not so nice stuff on the side of his car.
okay.
Man,
So there's a question. I don't personally know this because I haven't done very much grading. But what do you guys that have feel about that?
I've never dealt with Macs. I've been thinking about doing like some like QA stuff because I know CAC is kind of tough to deal with. But I've never I've always thought about using something like that. But.
yeah, QA is a little bit more friendly to moderns, which is generally what they excel at, I guess.
From experience,
they
yeah.
love those nickels.
PCGS doesn't care about any stickers on your slabs or crossover. I mean, when the grader sees it, all that's going to get covered up. And with the way a crossover from NGC works at PCGS, at least this is what it's supposed to do, is they look at it through the slab with the label and everything covered, and they try to grade it. And if their grade is at least as high as what it is on the slab, then they crack it out, put it in a flip, and then they grade it again outside of the holder, and they don't know what was on the slab. They don't know it.
So they essentially cover up the label, and they just
Right. But if you have a really bad slab or you can't see it, or if it's one of those where the edges are covered up, you're probably not going to get it crossed over because they can't tell for sure. Like if you have an MS65 coin in an NGC, if they don't know for sure it's at least an MS65, they just will return it to you. But if they know for sure, wow, that's definitely a 65 or better, then they crack it out, put it in a flip, give it back to the graders, and then they can see the coin and grade it on its own. Because they know it's going to be at least a 65. They'll get it back at least in a PCGS 65 holder. Now, sometimes when they do that and they crack it out, they see a problem on it, then they have to go back to the customer and give them a check for cracking out their NGC coin that didn't cross over, but that's rare. But yeah, I don't know. As far as I've always known, they really don't care about any other grading company's opinions. They care about their own opinions.
Yeah,
That makes sense,
they're
though.
usually not swayed by those third-party authentication services like CAC and all that stuff.
Well,
So
and
that's
you would think if you're trying to get a crossover coin that they shouldn't be influenced by what they, if you look at it and you go, oh, that's what they graded it as, and then they start trying to do their own grading. Yeah, they shouldn't be influenced by that. They should be looking at it before.
Yeah,
the
well,
point.
I don't even think some of these graders are influenced by the older holders, even the rattlers and all that stuff. Even though people have said, well, the rattlers were undergraded, by a point or two. So I still say, well, I don't think PCGS really cares,
Right.
because I've seen some dog meat rattler coins before too. So
Oh yeah. I saw Laura ask a question earlier that was pretty good. Wanted to know how toning affects grading of coins. And I know PCGS has videos on YouTube about that. If you go to PCGS's YouTube page, and they have videos on how to grade coins, and they tell you right in their video, at least this is what PCGS does, they tell you clearly that toning is part of grading. Kind of. Eye appeal is definitely part of a coin's grade. And if toning creates positive eye appeal, it's going to add a point or two to your coin's grade. If toning has negative eye appeal, it's going to take a point or two away. Now, if you look at the ANA grading standards, like going old school, toning shouldn't affect the grade at all. They go more about hits and marks and strike and stuff like that, but that's just not the modern reality of coin grading.
yeah, that's what I heard too.
And you can look at PCGS Coin Facts, totally free resource, and you can see pictures of all the high-end examples of each date of Morgan dollar, each date of classic commemorative half dollar. Usually the super high-grade MS68s are toned, and beautifully.
Does NGC, Michael or Adam, do they still assign the star for superb eye appeal?
They can. That's
They
tough
can?
to get it, though. It's tough to get it. It's not
Yeah.
easy. They'll do it mainly like a nice toning, or they'll do it like a proof-like surface. Maybe the coin will have like proof-like obverse, but the reverse is just regular. Sometimes I've had them do that. They'll put a star grade on there.
Yeah, and it seems like, from what I understand, and how it's because it's sometimes you'll see coins that have the star, and you're like, wow, that got a star, and you'll see other coins that everyone knows it should deserve a star, and it doesn't get it. It's just, from what I've heard from some people that might be more in the know than I, some graders use the star and some don't, pretty much. It's not equally used by all the different graders, so it depends on which grader you get at NGC, it seems like, whether you have a better chance of getting a star on your coin. But yeah,
here's another grading question from Mr. Clad. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Clad. Does anybody know? Simpsons reference? No? Okay. Wow. When they're grading Morgans, contact marks aren't as big a deal as long scratches, correct? I would think anything that detracts from the appearance.
If any of those can detract,
I think it all matters. Right. It all goes into the grade, but when you're grading a Morgan dollar, you're going to expect to see contact marks. So that's what the grader expects to see. You're not going to expect to see scratches, especially if you see being big scratches. So yes, that's going to draw your eye, be negative eye appeal. And so I guess what you're saying is, does 5 bag marks or hits from other coins equal the same as 1 scratch? Or, I mean, is there some kind of formula that maybe, I don't know, but when you're a grader and you're only looking at a coin for 3 seconds or 5 seconds, that scratch is going to draw your eye, and that's all you're going to see, and you're going to give it a bad grade. Or not even a grade at all. Put in the details all day. You're not going to get distracted by a few extra contact marks. You'll just say it's a 63 or a 62 or a 60, whatever it is.
Yeah, like you said, they'll net grade it, Yeah. Same with pre-strike planchet necks. Same thing. If it's too heavy and too crazy, that detracts from the overall appearance of the coin, then they'll knock it down a peg or two on that as well.
Yeah, because they could be, 64s and 65s. You know, if you got a lot of marks on that face, you're not going to get a 65 probably.
And that's the main focal point of a Morgan silver dollar. I mean,
Yep.
that's how you grade Morgan dollars. You basically you grade that, and then you make sure that there's nothing major on the reverse. You don't even really grade the reverse because the reverse is always better. So you grade the obverse, you give it, and then you check the reverse real quick just to make sure there's not a huge spot or a hit on it or something real bad.
Yeah, the design of the Morgan on the reverse is much more protected. Whereas, you know, on the obverse, you have that just big old cheek, and you have all these fields in front of it, and yeah, it's really hard to find a very, very clean example. You know.
Oh yeah.
So Mikey's asking if grading companies can still call it clean if you dip it or use a slight water on it to rub off the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
they can. Yeah.
Mikey, I've seen clean sent in mint set, like the old mint sets, like sealed in plastic, and they come back cleaned from PCGS and NGC. They can call whatever they feel like cleaned. I mean, even though it's sealed from the mint, we know it wasn't cleaned by any collector, but they saw something on it they didn't like. I mean, it's their grades, their standards, and their guarantee to back it up.
Oh, let's see.
So I was reading Michael's question here. It's actually rather good. I have one question. If you have a coin in a basic slab not graded, can you send that in like so, or do you have to take it out? Will it be considered as a raw coin or a crossover?
You can send it as long as it's going to PCGS. They'll grade any of the slabs. You can leave it in the slab, but NGC will only cross PCGS. That's it.
Michael, I don't know. Maybe you're asking when you say a basic slab not graded, do you mean like one that maybe you just bought yourself and it's like a self slab just to protect your own coin? I mean, you can. I mean, if you're worried about taking it out of something like that for grading, or I get the question a lot: should I break coins out of my proof sets and put them in flips and then send them in, or should I just send the whole proof set in? Or you can send them I mean, if you read the PCGS submission forms, they're going to tell you put them in flips, put stickers on. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Just send them all there. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So if you however you send them to them, they'll figure it out. So if you're worried about cracking it out of something like that, they'll consider it as a raw coin if it's just your own, like a basic slab that's not graded,
like one that you bought.
But if it's any grading service, and it actually has a grade on it, you could write crossover and tell them only graded if it's a certain grade. I don't know if that answered your question.
So what's this crap that Shannon and Coin Crew are conspiring against us, Michael?
I'm not sure about that.
Paula apparently told somebody to come in here and give somebody heck about it. But we got a couple of Dodgers. So I don't know which one he's talking about.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's okay, because they're way over there on that West Coast,
West Coast, West Coast.
Does that mean East Coast, Least Coast?
You said
I don't know on either of them.
You said it.
And there's A.B. McGee. Hello. She's not here, though. She had to leave.
No, again, I mentioned earlier, I wish everybody had a great show at Grove. It does sound fun. Believe me, I wish I could go to meet everybody, but it's, like I said, it's a few thousand miles away. There is no airport with commercial service anywhere near Grove. Not happening. But I do invite all of you to come to the Long Beach Coin Show, where there are multiple international airports very close by, lots of hotel rooms, and it's Southern California. It's fun.
Yeah,
You're all welcome to come and see me at my table.
Lots of events going on. You'll love it.
Table 636 at Long Beach. I'll meet you there.
Hey.
Lots of stuff to do when you're not at the show.
Absolutely.
Rafe's got a great question, too. In your opinion, what value should a coin have to be in order or before you send it in for grading? So, what value of a coin would you send for grading or not? I guess.
Well,
Depends.
I mean,
It,
depends on
depends.
what you think it's going to grade too.
Yeah, yeah,
The
exactly.
value could change a big.
How confident are you on your grading and your values? Make sure you do your homework. If it's a variety, if the variety's worth it, then yeah, I'll usually grade it.
But a lot of stuff you're going to be pretty sure of what it's worth before you send it in. For me, it's not worth sending stuff that's under $100 in value. I know that at the grade.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, I'll say, because sometimes if I do a bulk grading, like I just did a world coin bulk grading, and if you negotiate a good enough deal on the grading fees, which you do, you can send stuff that you know is only going to be worth $80 when it comes back. If you've only paid $5 for the coin and you just know it's beautiful or it's going to grade high enough to where you'll be able to sell it after it's graded, sometimes it makes sense, but generally it's got to be worth $150 to $250 before you even think about sending stuff off.
Yeah,
how much time it takes and the expenses.
Yeah. For me personally, 250 is like kind of like that base floor for something like that. Non bulk submission, of course.
Yeah.
Since I send a lot of my stuff to GreatCollections, if I can still make, by the time they send it in for me for variety attribution or whatever, then usually, I'll send if I send $100 coin in, I know I'll at least make $100 off of it. It's only going to cost like $30 to grade it, so I'll make $70.
Something else to think about. Yeah, something else to think about when you're trying to decide, should I get this graded, is, well, what could I sell it for right now as is? Because there's a lot of coins out there that, like common Morgan dollars that are only going to grade MS62 or MS63. Well, maybe you don't know they're only going to grade that, but they're only going to grade MS62 or 63. You can sell BU Morgan dollars for a good number right now, but once you add grading fees and shipping both ways to that, are you going to get any more if it comes back in MS62? No, you're better off selling it as is for some coins. So you kind of got to do the math there, and is it worth even sending in, and what's my upside on doing that? If you're just other people send stuff in just for sentimental reasons and not worth getting graded, and you could do that too, of course, but just got to figure out why you want to get it graded. And then,
so you mentioned, Michael, you mentioned bulk grading, and I know, Adam, I know you do that a lot too. What is considered bulk grading? Like, how many coins do you have to send for that kind of?
100 or more.
Over 100 usually. You can sometimes do less, but you got to negotiate it. Like one time, for example, I bought an entire Dansko album of Merc dimes, complete set. Had them all, and they were nice. All like XF or better. And I was going through them, and all the early dates, you get those graded, especially the 16D and the the better ones. But there were some nice, at least AU58 of the common ones. So it's like I called up PCGS and worked out a deal where I just got the whole set graded for a good deal, and it was like 85 coins or 83 coins or something like that.
Do you normally do PCGS or do you do NGC?
Almost always. I do some with NGC, but almost all NGC I'd usually do tokens and metals, but just being in Southern California, I guess closer to PCGS, and I mean, just most of my customers, they always want PCGS holders, and whenever I have stuff in NGC, they would rather have.
I do pretty good on NGC. I mean, I'll sell them pretty good, but the reason why I do NGC is because they'll do, if I want to send Lincoln cents, PCGS limits you, to 5 different dates or mint marks.
Yeah.
Versus NGC, I can send them a variety of dates and mint marks, and they don't care. So.
No, I almost always, if I'm getting stuff graded, it's almost always going to PCGS, mainly because I'm, I can drop them off there. I can pick them up when they're done. I'm just local, and it's just easy. Or I could have them bring them to the Long Beach show when they're done, or I could drop stuff off there and then pick them up to their office later. It's just real convenient, and that's what most of the customers want. And they are a little stricter on the bulk grading, but if you just send an email and tell them what you want to do, usually they'll come up with a number if they want your business. Like I said, I just did a bulk grading of 400 world coins. Every one of them is different. There's not even 2 duplicates, but
Right.
that bulk. It took 6 months, but I
You
still
know,
got
since
it.
you do a lot of world coins, have you talked to Christian Harch at all?
I have not.
That's weird. He was actually, I think we're having him on the show at some point. So he does a lot of world coins and stuff
Huh.
on YouTube.
Daniel's
pretty
asking if there's a market for casino tokens. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Daniel. We got some people in our coin club that collect the silver strikes in particular, and there's people that collect old casino chips and all kinds of stuff like that. There's
Who will grade
definitely
those? Who grades the casino chips?
I know ICG does, and I believe ANAX does.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in our club that collect the silver strikes, and which are the ones that they're in the slot machine, and then every however many coins pop up, they have the 0.6 ounces of silver, and they're surrounded by the brass ring. And we have a few. There's a few places I guess still in Vegas that still have those machines, and every time they come up with a new design, there's a few people from our club that go up to Vegas and sit there and wait their turn on the machine and win a whole bunch of them, and then bring them back and sell them on eBay right away while they're brand new and hot.
That's pretty cool. I kind of like them.
Some are pretty valuable too. Some of the older ones.
So what about
I threw up this question from Country Gal Weaver. 43 is a very common date, even in Denver and San Francisco minted examples. When they become too circulated, they're worth generally melt value. So I just wanted to address that before you get too buried in the comments.
which is what's
But do look for the double dice. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say.
There's a few really nice
if
ones.
you can find a double die, you'd be good to go on those.
Yeah.
Ida was wondering about pre-33 gold. Should it be graded if it's in good condition?
I would.
Or maybe how good of condition would it need to be in order to, be graded or should be graded? Because can't you just, sell a lot of that stuff raw and
it's not worth grading. It depends on what your concerns are. Why would you get it graded? If you're trying to sell it, then unless it's like mint state 64, 65 or higher quality, when you look at the dealers, you can look at the wholesale sheets, and I could pull one up if you guys are real interested. You'll look at the price of what, let's just say a $20 St. Gaudens goes for an XF versus VF versus AU versus BU versus MS62. It's almost all the same price. All the same price. So are you going to take an AU St. Gaudens common date and spend $60 to $70 and grade it, and you won't get any of that money back? So if you're just trying to if you go to a dealer that knows what they're doing and knows the coins are real, and you know the coins are real and you know what you have, then absolutely don't get them graded. Now, if it's something you're going to keep in the family and pass down, and you just want to make sure your heirs know that it's a legit coin and know what it is and know that it's real, then yeah, maybe it's worth getting it graded just so they know what they have. So, or if you think it's going to be a high enough grade to where the prices start going up. But right now, with the gold prices on a lot of the pre-33 gold, it's unless you have better date stuff, which you can figure that out by looking in the red book, probably not worth getting graded.
And I noticed Sonata Systems was saying something about PCGS said 1884 CC and a GSA holder was UNC details cleaned. And that then mentioned people are putting cleaned Morgans in GSA holders. I haven't heard anything about that, but has anyone experienced any of that maybe? Is that something?
I haven't experienced it personally, but it doesn't surprise me with, it's not that hard to pop open a GSA holder.
Nope.
So maybe depending on where you're purchasing it from, if it's like an eBay sale, you might want to be careful about something like that because it could be.
Yeah, a lot of people, just bring up eBay. Just make sure the person has good feedback and make sure you use PayPal and make sure you fund it with a credit card. It gives you so much backup there. When you get the coin, if you're not 100% happy with it the second you look at it, return it. Get your money back.
Yeah.
If they won't take a return, then go through PayPal and your credit card. I mean, yeah, pretty much people on eBay have to take returns, though. And if you're not happy with it 100% right the first time you see it, you'll never be happy with it.
And don't let them try to give you half of a return either.
No.
Somebody experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
You want MS60 told you should also grade the other one. Well, maybe it's a better date, or depends on what you have there, Ida.
Yeah, a lot of those modern pre-33 golds, a lot of them, they have this floor, like Michael had mentioned on a lot of the lower mid-state grades, AU. You can even throw XF in there. They traditionally won't cross over that floor line into cheap territory. It just, the market won't allow it, So at that point, it's not worth grading. But do be mindful of some of the keys. There's a few early 1900s keys in some of those coins.
Or one of those octagonal coins.
Yeah, the 33 St. Gaudens.
Here's Sean. I just brought up Rare coins of they're out of Chicago. Brought up their current gold sheet just for an example here. So what this is this is the prices they buy and sell at right now. You can call them. Their phone number's right there. There's all the extensions of the guys. So when you're looking at coins here, let's just look at something like $20 St. Gaudens, for example. If it's polished VF, they're buying at $18.85, selling at $19.80. If it's XF, AU, or choice uncirculated, they're paying $50 more. If it's actually uncirculated, they're paying $10 more. $19.45. Wow. If it's graded, MS60 or 63, yeah, maybe it's $50 to $100 more. So on that one, I don't know. Is it really worth getting graded for that much of a spread when, even if it's polished? I mean, and some of the spreads are even tighter. You can go through here and look at these, and a lot of these sheets you can just email and get on the lists for these, and every day they'll email you and tell you what their buy and sell prices are. And a lot of the spreads just aren't. It doesn't matter. Like a 2.5 Liberty, if it's MS61 or 62 or 2.5 Indian, it just doesn't matter for a lot of the grades. It just doesn't matter.
No.
So, and you'll see that even the MS62 or MS61 grades aren't that different than like the XF or AU. So depends on what you got. It just really depends on what you have, Ida, or anybody else wondering on that. But then, of course, you'll see on here too, at some point they make a big jump. So if we look at $5 Indian, MS61, 62s, $8.70, then it jumps to 11. So it jumps $300 right there for between 62 and 63. And then it jumps another $700 to MS64. So you'll start to see what, if you think you have coins in this grade range, that's when you get them graded. If you know what you're, especially if you got an MS65, look at that, $8,800. That's a big jump. So
yeah, don't
every
be
one
fooled.
of them, there's a place where it'll jump.
If you have gold, and they look nice and shiny, doesn't mean that they're going to be a 65. If you're new at the grading standards, grading gold can be a little challenging.
Absolutely. Especially the Indian gold, the NQ stuff. That's tough.
Yeah.
Because the highest point of the coin is it's the mint mark. If there's a mint mark, that's the highest point, and then the fields are the highest point after that. And it's like it's hard to see wear on those sometimes.
Yeah. Plus, they have kind of like that. It's not like a super smooth surface. It's got a little grain or something to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very, very difficult series to grade if you're not used to seeing a lot of them.
Absolutely.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Everybody's kind of just having conversations with each other and all that stuff. That's cool.
Well, definitely. Thanks everybody for being here. 85 people watching. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate it. Does anybody have any extra questions? I was trying to look back through, and I don't see anything that I think we've missed that somebody else.
Kyle Preston had asked, does the PCGS app have values for foreign currency? I could only find US. I think with currency, they only have US for right now. Now they might expand on that a little bit. PCGS has only really gotten full control of PCGS currency grading a few years ago, because it was owned by another gentleman who is no longer there and now has his
licensing
own.
the name.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I haven't looked up any world paper money, so I wouldn't be able to help you with that one, Kyle.
Yeah, the only ones I've looked up is Canada. However, a lot of them are PMG graded examples.
Mr. Clad asks, how often do we buy coins that we think are undergraded? Do we actually get it bumped up? Mr. Clad, I do that when I go to auctions and do lot viewing and I'm looking through a bunch of coins. There's coins I see that are obviously, to me, of course, in my opinion. Now, of course, at some point, a couple of graders at a grading company had a different opinion, but there's coins that are obviously undergraded and I'm willing to pay up for, and I win them sometimes. But do I send them in for regrade? Almost never. Almost never. Because if it's that obvious to me that the coin's beautiful and awesome for that grade, I can usually convince another dealer or a collector the same thing, that it's worth a premium, and just sell it as is. Now, sometimes, like when we looked at that price list where there's a huge jump from like a 64 to a 65, you have to send it in for regrade, because you're not going to convince someone to pay that big of a spread without actually having that number on the holder. But not every coin's like that. So I guess sometimes, but
it could be tough. It could be tough. I mean, I sent in 10 NGC Mid-State 67 Lincolns for plus grade, back 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And they only upgraded one coin, and I just sent in 9 more, and they essentially turned 2 of my coins from red brown to red. So I made a little money on those 2, but they didn't upgrade any of them. I'm telling you, it's tough. It's tough getting them to do it, to upgrade those.
But there are people I know at Long Beach coin shows, because that's the one I set up at mostly. The first day of the show, there's a couple of guys that come to my table every time, and they go to everybody else's table. They look through, and I know which. And now that I know they come to the show all the time, and I know who they are, I point those coins out to them that I think that might be an upgrade. There's a big jump to the next grade. That one might be an upgrade, and that one. They look at them, and if they even close to agree, they pay me my full price without even flinching. They go around the show, buy 20 coins like that might upgrade to a big number. They send them in, they drop them off for show grading, and they pick them up the next day or two. And if they get 2 out of those 20 coins to upgrade, they've made a ton of money. And that's what they do, and they make a ton of money doing this because they have that eye and they play the odds.
That's how they do it. They make a living off that.
And then they take those other 18 coins that didn't upgrade, and they're walking around on Friday or Saturday show, blowing them out cheap. Wow. And they're still nice coins. So they show up with no coins at the show, and they leave the show with no coins. I mean, there's a couple of dealers I know that do that.
That's kind of cool.
And I love when they come back to my table on Friday or Saturday after they've gotten their upgrades, because I know the coins they're selling cheap are still nice coins for the grade that they just didn't get lucky upgrading them. And I know they want to get rid of them, so I can get good deals usually if I have the cash.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know that, because I mean I know I saw some coins that are undergraded, and it does kind of burn me sometimes. But
and of course I say maybe they do well 2 out of 10. I mean, sometimes they get 10 out of 20 upgrading, or sometimes they get 0. You know, they just play the odds, and sometimes they have a really great show. And
do you think they have a better chance doing the show, like having them upgrade them at the show? Do you think they have a better chance, or
probably? Because
maybe I should try that one time, just see if I can get an upgrade just by doing that.
I mean, because if you send them in to their office and you're paying, you're still paying a good rate and everything to do like higher value stuff, and maybe you're sending it on the express. I mean, versus you're paying, 200 or whatever it is per coin to get them graded at the show with a, 1 day turnaround, and they know it's probably some dealer, and it's probably, you understand. I mean, I don't know. You can play those guessing games on what's in the grader's head all day long. Just like when you say you send in coins for upgrade. I mean, you play the game. Well, do you crack them out first, or you send them in for regrading the holder? I mean,
yeah. And I know a lot of people.
You can argue that back and forth all day, and there's never a right answer because you don't know.
And sometimes I'm afraid to crack them out because then they're not going to get, they're going to give them a, downgraded or something else.
Well, that's just part of the gamble, and that's what a lot of people do too. And it's just like, well, they know that as long as a couple upgrade, even if you get screwed over on a couple of them, so what? You just play the odds.
Does NGC do show stuff, or just only PCGS do that?
I'm sure NGC does show stuff out on the East Coast. I just know for the last couple of years, definitely since COVID, NGC hasn't been doing show stuff here in California.
Okay.
Because they don't. It's just logistically harder for them to get all their people here.
Okay.
All right, so we got a couple more questions about foreign coins. First one from Kyle as to, is there a good app for foreign coins? And then Angie's asking about a couple of, like a Swedish coin and a Canadian dime, and what kind of errors and varieties might be on them. I guess the first question would be, I know that a lot of people use like NumisMedia or one of those, but do they have apps? And I don't know, those are kind of sites that are for, you go plug in your coin, you can kind of figure out what coin you have. They have some prices on there, but I think we've determined that those are input by the people that are actually plugging the information into the site, so they may or may not be very accurate. But does anybody know of any good websites as well for errors and varieties for foreigns? I know Canada's got that. What is it? Canadian coins and something.
Yeah, it's coins in Canada.
Coins in Canada, yeah. And some of the stuff on there we found is kind of different from what, like some of them I think have been challenged as being authentic errors. So I don't know, if you take it 100% with what's on there as well. But I don't know. Are there any good apps for foreign coins that anybody's aware of? It's kind of a hard.
I mean, I don't know about apps. I mean, the only app I use for world coins is Coinoscope, and that just identifies them or helps you identify them. But if you're including websites, then yeah, the NGC Coin World Price Guide, it's basically just the Kraus books put on the internet. So if there's major varieties, they're identified there for you. And NumisMedia is also good for tracking your collection. It's horrible for pricing your collection.
Right. So does NGC? I'm sure they've got an app. I don't have either them or PCGS app downloaded, but
I don't know.
Do they have do you know if they have the foreign piece on their app or not? I guess they would, wouldn't they?
I don't use the apps. I don't know.
Well, that would be a good place to check out, guys. Yeah. At least if not an app, at least online, and you can, look up some information on if you're looking for price guiding information, or if you're looking for different errors and varieties. That'd be a good place to start anyway.
Or if you're a member of the American Numismatic Association, you can check out the book from the library, and then you don't need the app. They'll mail you the book for free. Well, you got to pay for shipping.
That's not a bad idea either.
Yeah, you could probably find a nice 10-year-old Kraus World Coins book to kind of dig into for cheap. It shouldn't be that expensive.
Or even go to your local coin shop. Sometimes they'll have some of the CDs from some of the older. They have the PDF files of the Kraus book. They might sell you those cheap.
Yeah,
you don't have to lug around the books.
Because the book is like a brick. It's thick. That thing's huge, and it's something. I think they come into volumes or whatever.
Yeah, I got like 5 of them on my shelf right now. They cover each century, so one will be 1901 through 2000, the other's 1801 through 1900, and so on.
They're good, but they're not as comprehensive in the variety department.
Right.
A lot of that is untapped potential, and I don't know if we'll see an organized something another in my lifetime.
You got to remember, in that World Coin Book, it has all the coins from the world in there, so you just get the basics. If there's a major variety that everyone knows, it'll be in there. But when if you're talking about, like, I want to know all the varieties on, Mexican coinage or stuff from South, you got to go find a specialist book on that. And there probably is one somewhere. There's a lot of people and have been studying these for years. So it might be an old book. It might be a book that cost $500 because it's out of print for the last 40 years. That's where you got to go to, like, something like the A&A library and borrow a copy.
Yeah, some of the stuff is just not even available online. Especially if you're looking at some of the older information, older coin information and so forth.
Yeah, a lot. There is information, Shannon, that never made it onto the internet, unfortunately.
Right. Oh yeah.
Which is
I don't know if Adam's still around. Are you still doing the Toner Tuesday? Joey was asking.
Yeah.
Apparently, he has a really nice 55 Franklin that he wants to show you in Chicago if you're going.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sweet.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it done tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff to do before I go to the show, so.
Joey's like, library? What's that? CRT TV? What is that? Oh, man. We're showing our age, aren't we?
You see, back in the 1900s, we had to go places to get books. And...
Back in the 1900s, we put change in this thing called a telephone.
Absolutely.
People would always steal the yellow pages. It always drives me nuts. You're welcome, Joey. Well, it's 7:08. What do you guys think? Should we call it a night? That's usually our cutoff.
Fair enough.
What was that, Adam?
Questions?
Oh, what was that?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm taping stuff. It's very loud. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the good old pressure sensitive clear tape.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Kittle, for joining us this evening. It was kind of unexpected. I'm glad to stay here and keep Paula in your memories. Hopefully, she gets at least 4 hours of sleep tonight.
Definitely get well, Paul, and thanks for having me, you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for coming. This is great. I think it gives us the one thing we were talking about was, and one thing that Michael likes to talk about is that, he's not so much into the errors and varieties. And so one of the things that really, struck a chord was when he was talking about the fact that, well, he could send stuff to us to look at, but there's not really a lot of questions because what's really the questions you put on just a very nice coin, I mean, what grade do you think, or what's the value of this or that? So, a lot of the stuff that we on this channel get, thrown at is questions about errors, varieties, weird stuff that we see on coins, what is this, what is that? So I think it's great to have someone like Michael, that is, everyone knows, is also a resource for, you want to talk about just good looking coins. Here's a guy that, we can talk to about that.
Shannon, maybe something to think about. I know one of the things people like about our coin club meetings so much is that when people do show and tell, maybe not every show, but maybe once a month, you guys invite people to do show and tell, and like people that don't do their own YouTube videos and stuff, and who knows what people show, and that's what's kind of the fun about it. And
I think
that's a great idea. I think we're going to integrate that. Maybe we'll integrate it into our bi-week show.
Yeah, because I think I think Paula mentioned at the beginning of the show, that's what she was trying to express to people is don't feel bad. Some people do send us their coins and just say, hey, I just want to show off what I found. I found this great coin or whatever. But yeah, we like to see coins that don't have issues with them, that just nice coins, something that you found. Maybe you had it graded, you got a great, deal on it, and you've had a great grade come back on it. We'll be happy to share those things. I think I've got a fly. That's nice. But yeah, so definitely everybody, don't feel bad if if you don't like errors and varieties and you want to send us stuff that's just about nice coins. It's all good. We're all about that as well.
Yeah, don't get hung up on that. Just get hung up on wanting to learn and enjoying the hobby.
Absolutely.
Find something that you do like.
Definitely.
And before you guys close it up, I just want to let you guys know, I know most people who follow my channel already know, but if you want to win all these silver coins here for absolutely free, you got to go to my channel. We do a monthly free coin giveaway. Totally free. All you got to do is go to my monthly comment video and leave a comment. And we've had some donors send in some coins, and I spend the money I get from my channel memberships on some other stuff, and all those go into one winner on April 30th. All you got to do is leave a comment.
Absolutely. It's a great giveaway, and it's every month.
And then as soon as we pick the winner for that, we'll put up another one for next month. There's always a giveaway going on. So you're all welcome to be part of it.
Yeah, well, Shannon put the link to Michael's YouTube channel. In addition,
Awesome.
I will also put the same link down below in the description box for whoever's catching this late. So that'll be in there as well.
Absolutely. And Mikey, by the way, Archaeology Mikey, thank you for the $2 super chat.
Sorry, Mikey. I don't think that's going to be what we're doing tonight. Yeah, Dula. He asks me every night if I'm going to play Detroit Become Human. Some game.
But all right. But yeah, thanks again, Michael, for coming, and we'll do it again sometime soon. And
Well, thank you.
if there's anything else, anybody else have anything else, I guess?
No, I think that'll do her for this evening. Thank you,
All right.
everyone, for joining in.
Yes, thank
Absolutely
you.
appreciate it.
For sure. And then we'll see you guys next week for more numismatic adventures.
Have a great week.
Coinaholics,
Yeah.
we're searching
Good
to
night,
go.
everybody.
Take care.
See you guys.
See y'all later.